period. Refractory period. Refractory period. Refractory period. Absolute or relative refractory period. Entry low. Health. Nerve must be health, not damaged. Physically or chemically, bidirectional propagation and isolation. Three laws. And two terms: unmalinated, slow, continuous action potential propagation, malinated, saltatory propagation. It's enough about nerve for us and types, ABC, to understand the difference between them. Then synapse. Very clean. Synapse. I will ask a person being late. What is a synapse?
It's a site where as electrical signal goes from the presynaptic neuron.
Site between what?
Between two neurons, or a neuron and a muscle, or a neuron and a receptor.
Between two excitable cells. Or sometimes excitable cell like neuron and cells with not excitable but able to evoke local potential like
glands,
exocrine, from salivary gland. Mostly, more commonly between two excitable cells to provide what?
To transfer electrical message from the presynaptic cell to postsynaptic cell.
To provide signal transmission. You can say by your words the correct term: signal transmission, synaptic transmission, and pronunciation synapse. More common synapse, but sometimes say synapse. What are the main types of synapses classification in accordance with type of synaptic transmission?
Electrical.
There are two types of synaptic.
Chemical.
One is center, which is in CNS, and the central. The other is peripheral, which is
in accordance with location, based on location, but based on type of signal transmission.
Electrical and chemical.
And chemical. Electrical and chemical synapses. Draw please scheme of electrical synapse. Here on the left part. Electrical synapse. Structure. Principal structure. Electrical synapse. Is it electrical? It's a big synaptic cleft. It's chemical, but I asked electrical. What are the main properties of electrical synapse? What must be in electrical synapse? It's better to draw with more big structure. Gut junction. It's called gut junction. And synaptic cleft is very, very narrow. Very, very narrow. What must be? What is it?
the gap junction between two.
What is the structure?
Conics.
Conic zone. It's ion channel. ion channel. Is connexon high selective, polyselective, or non-selective?
It's able to transfer two or a couple of molecules.
A lot of molecules, not only ions. It's called non-selective. So small molecules like glucose it can transmit, pass, but ions also. Actually, this connexon can be in several conditions, several states. It's a complicated question. It's not important for you. Only some principle. The connexon and narrow synaptic cleft about 2 nanometers. It's very, very narrow.
No.
It's not like the chemical molecules, which is between 2 to half nanometers. This is
How many in the chemical?
between 0.2 to 0.5 nanometers.
You mix with the synaptic delay. No. Here is a length unit. How many nanometers?
1% مثلا اینو داریم 99% اونو داریم اینو میگه
Who remember? It's not so important but interesting. How many nanometers in chemical?
کامل نه یه چیزی چون
40.
توی چیزش بوده
Compare. Don't memorize. It's not important numbers. I say only to compare. Too small and 40 big. So this synaptic cleft narrow has low electrical resistance. Anyway, electrical resistance enough to prevent action potential propagation, but connexon connect to cells decrease electrical resistance. Low electrical resistance is due to connexons. Absence of connexons impossible to transmit signal. And how it happens? Action potential, electrical signal transmission and electrical synapse.
Electrical
Action potential for them.
comes here, and then the ions and the message goes from the connexon from one cell to another. And it's got so many properties.
We have electrical current here and around.
And it's a two-way one. Like it can come from this location and the other way around.
Is it possible to transmit signal in opposite direction?
Yes.
Now, with bidirectional. Well, what is your name again? Zahra.
Yes.
Zahra. Plus, it means oral answer. You can see. Thank you. You must know principal scheme, electrical synapses. Main properties, rapid transmission. It has very, very short synaptic delay, 0.5 milliseconds. Just immediately transmit signal immediately, quickly. But in synapses between neurons, due to electrical resistance surrounding fluid, amplitude of action potential on the next cell will be a little less. It can be decreased, but only between neurons. What more? Bidirectional is capacity to provide bidirectional. But if action potential is propagated from the first cell to the second cells, impossible to return due to refractory period. The same in neuron. The same as in neuron. But if a second cell is excited primarily, opposite situation. Second cell excited first. It's possible to transmit. Equally, from first to second or from second to first, but not come back. Not come to refractory period. That's a wait time. Where are electrical synapses located? What tissues? All tissues except skeletal muscle.
Yes.
All tissues. This brain contains a little retina, eye retina, for example, hippocamp, hypothalamus, then some new cortex, neocortex, brain. Smooth muscles contain a lot of gap junctions, epithelial cells, all tissues except skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle doesn't contain. Skeletal muscle consists of isolated fibers. So big nerve, nerve trunk consists of nerve fibers with glial cells isolated, and skeletal muscle.
Actin music.
Skeletal muscle also doesn't have synapses between muscle fibers isolated. So these structures, nerve and skeletal muscles, respond to stimulation in accordance with strength law. More strength of stimulus, intensity of stimulus, more reaction, more response, more amplitude of response. I explained previous class. The strength, law. Strength law. A single element, single fiber, muscle fiber, every muscle fiber, single, one, yeah. Single nerve fiber responds to stimulation in accordance with all or no law. Nerve fiber responds in accordance with all or no law. That's the difference between single fiber and big structure. Except smooth muscle and hard muscle. Because heart cells, cardiomyocytes, all cardiomyocytes are connected with gap junction. It's very important to provide pump function of heart. What is the physiological function, principal physiological function of electrical synapse? Synchronization. To excite a lot of cells together. It's enough about electrical synapses. Chemical synapse. This draw scheme, finish scheme of chemical synapse. Chemical synapse. I started to draw.
مهندسة.
To draw some.
What is it? What is the name of this white part? Effector. What is the name of this white part? Axon. What is it? It's a white part, big part. What is the name? It has several. Terminal, or ending, or valve, or not. Main synaptic valve. Or axon ending, axon terminal. What is the membrane covering synaptic valve and the site of contact, site of synapse? Name of this membrane. Name of membrane covering synaptic ending. synaptic terminal. Presynaptic. It's easy. Presynaptic. Presynaptic. Postsynaptic.
مثل همون سلوله مثلا
What
قبل
is the name of the
از
big distance, big space between synaptic
سیناپتیک کلفت
cleft?
مهندسه این شکله
Is it empty space? Is synaptic cleft totally empty space or is it filled with something?
Substance.
Of course, intercellular substance, polysaccharide, glycoproteins, it's not empty. What is it? My picture. Vesicles. What is the function of vesicle?
Transfer the
What is inside? What is inside?
What is inside?
Right, vesicles. Vesicle. Right, like
به فارسیش میشه که میاره مواد رو به سمت انتقال دهنده عصبی میاره مواد رو به سمت قشا Chemical.
At first structure, then process. What is it?
فارسیشو بگو فارسیشو بگو مهندسه
What inside? What is what?
The neurotransmitter.
Neurotransmitter. You don't know how to prepare well. Sit down, please. Yeah. Neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter. There are many types, a lot of types of neurotransmitter. Now only focus on neurotransmitter inside vesicle. A vesicle content is a single portion of the neurotransmitter. About location of vesicles, pay attention. Now I draw simplified scheme, but actually some vesicles before synaptic transmission are attached to presynaptic membrane outside with special proteins. Presynaptic proteins and proteins of vesicles. It works as skin. So, these vesicles are prepared to be released. Always, synapse must have prepared vesicle to provide rapid transmission. Without it, we would be stupid and to do everything very slowly. This is necessary to have prepared vesicles, prepared to exercise. Docked vesicles, very important. Then, channels. Key channels of presynaptic membrane. Of course, voltage gated. Sodium channels, you know, voltage gated. Potassium channels and new type.
Connection and voltage gated
Voltage gated what?
calcium
Calcium channels. Very important. Location. Calcium channels can be located in every side of presynaptic membrane, lateral side, and very important, near the side.
سیناپس خیلی نزدیک
Very
به
important, very close
فضای سیناپس.
to docked vesicles. It works as a single structure. Which calcium channel marked here by green color. Calcium voltage gated channel. V means voltage gated. It's an international mark. Well, water is located on postsynaptic membrane. Key provides synaptic transmission. What must be on synapse? Receptors. Receptors to neurotransmitters. Specific receptors. Get on them.
گیرنده. Yes.
Receptors located exactly under site of exocytosis. It's coincidence in the space to provide again rapid transmission. Receptors connected with ion channel. How does receptor connect with ion channel? It depends on type of synaptic transmission and type of receptor, ionotropic or metallotropic receptors. I will give an easier example with ionotropic receptors, like neuromuscular joint. Receptors, it's a part of ion channels, ligand-gated channels. Receptors plus ligand-gated channels, new type of channels, not voltage-gated, ligand-gated channels. So it's structure of chemicals in synapse required to explain mechanism of synaptic transmission. How does chemical synapse work? At first, it must transform action potential to chemical signal release neurotransmitter, first step. And second step, opposite, transform chemical signal neurotransmitter to electrical signal. So we have two processes. Presynaptic process and postsynaptic process. Presynaptic process, shortly. Action potential is coming to presynaptic membrane. Secondly, it open calcium both type of calcium voltage gated channel and calcium from outside, because it prevails here, comes to inside. And effect on vesicles. Effect on vesicles, it has two functions. The first, fastest function, provide a release of neurotransmitter. It happens so. I will go another picture. This is microscopic review. Synaptic vesicle, right turn, docking. Process is called docking. Connected vesicle is called docked. Dock like ship in port. Fixation. Docked vesicle near calcium channel. Calcium binds to special sensor, synaptogmin, and it starts a walk process of release neurotransmitter with fusion of vesicle membrane